Hi everyone, I'm Kelly. I'm founder of the Life Clinic. I am an author, a therapist and a teacher. I'm also a former sufferer of chronic fatigue and ME, which I had a number of years ago. You can watch the other videos if you want to learn more about that. I want to make a really quick video today, short and sweet and easy for everyone to use, to help you log your symptoms to identify the cause of your condition. So this is a technique I've used with all my clients. I found it to be really effective and absolutely effective in my own life in treating my own condition as well. It's nice and easy, it's really gentle, there's no harshness here. I'm going to show you some tips about what you can do to use the information that you gather from a symptom log to help you in your health, and whether that's working with someone else or working on your own, I want to make it really easy for you. So this is an absolute, this is a standard thing that I do with all my clients, and it's so important. So I'm going to talk you through it. It's really easy and we'll get to work. So if you're going to be doing a symptom log, the first thing I would say is most people with chronic fatigue, ME, fibromyalgia, adrenal fatigue, all these conditions, you're at a general level all the time. So you're at a general level of malaise, I suppose you would say. So for most people, they generally feel absolutely terrible, or for some people there's just this lighter level of being unwell and certain things trip them off and exacerbate the symptoms. Actually, that's easier to identify the triggers from there. But if you've been unwell a long time and everything's all muddled together and you're just constantly unwell, don't worry, because this is where the log's really going to come into its own and really help you to identify some patterns, some triggers that we can use over time. Okay, so working from the general state that you're normally in, we're wanting to look for peak experiences. Okay, so whenever you go from being generally unwell to all of a sudden something hits you, boom, something really fast, really hard, tough to take, that's the stuff we want to work with. Okay, so we're looking for a peak experience. So whether that's, brain fog seems to get heavier all of a sudden, or a migraine comes on, the exhaustion hits you 10 times harder than it was before, we're looking for something that's a bit quicker and it's not there 24/7. That's what we want to use to guide us in this program. Okay, so step number one, whenever that happens, when you have a peak experience, I want you to write down the symptom. Okay, take a second to think about what it is, how you're feeling, what's going on. There will be one key symptom that will fire most. That's what you want to write down. Okay, so step number one, write down the symptom. Step number two, rate the symptom. Okay, so we're using a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being not a problem at all, 10 being the most intense or the most painful, the most uncomfortable or strongest intensity it can be, number 10. So from 0 to 10, I want you to rate the symptom. This is important because as you go on months down the line, whether you're working on your own, with a therapist, with a program, it'll let you see any changes that your condition has and how intense those things used to be. And it's really important that you have a clear idea of this for moving forward. Okay, so step number 3 is what's going on at that time. So have a look at what's just been happened over the last 15 minutes. Take a few seconds to think about what's going on. So who were you talking to? What was happening? What situation could have triggered your symptoms? Even if it was, it could be a food, it could be a supplement. At the moment there will be a lot of things that mix together, but look for what was just going on in your life within 15 minutes that could have triggered that. You'll also find as you go ahead that sometimes symptoms with chronic fatigue can be triggered within the space of 10 seconds. So for some people, it takes maybe 10-15 minutes to come on. For others, there are some things that it's just boom, it happens really fast. So you're just going to have to use that space of about 15 minutes roughly to have a look at what happened, who you were spending time with, what was going on, to get an idea of what's happening. Step number 4 is what's the trigger. So have a look at what's happened over that time frame that you've been thinking and decide a rough idea of what's probably the most likely contributor. Okay, so it could be something simple. It could be something like you weren't able to say no, or you felt there were too many demands placed upon you, or there was something that you didn't want to do. It's usually about expressing your emotions in some way, because we're people pleasers and we're too sensitive and nice to tell people the truth quite often. So have a look at what that is. Even if it is a food, a drink, a supplement, something that you've taken in, that's okay. We just want to write down all of the details just now so that it can become clearer later on. So from looking at that, you will get an idea over the next few weeks of what exactly your triggers are. And that's really, really important, because you'll start to see patterns emerge. and that's when you can work out the emotional issues that are contributing to the condition that you've got. So the tip that I'm going to give you for working with that is a really simple method. I use it with my clients. It's 3 simple words that you need to remember, and it becomes a mantra for you. So this is stop, reflect, adjust. That's all it is. Stop what you're doing, reflect on what's just happened, and adjust what's going on, adjust what you're doing to, to help with the trigger. So making changes is the thing that's going to show your body you're listening to the message. And when you listen to the message, there's no need for any symptoms to come on to guide you. So that's my main thing. If you take anything away from today, use your symptom log, and anytime those symptoms give you a peak experience, stop, reflect, adjust. What changes can you make to stop that trigger happening? What adjustments can you make in your life to make it easier? Maybe you need to learn to say no. Maybe you need to be truthful with someone. There must be some change that you can make that will assist you in that. There may be emotional issues that you need to work with, and you can always look at learning things about that or working with a therapist. But that's the main thing for today. Stop, reflect, adjust. Keep a symptom log over a number of weeks, and definitely let me know how you go on, see how you are, and what information you can get from that. If you would like to know more information, you can check out my website. It's www.thelife-clinic.com. If you would like single sessions with me, there's information on the website there about Skype sessions, which I can do for you, no problem. And also, if you're on a budget, I've also created a Kindle ebook program that's just come out. It's called The Sensitive Solution. It's self-help treatment for chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia and adrenal fatigue. And it's easy, simple and natural. You can absolutely do it yourself the same way I did. So good luck on your journey, and hope to hear from you soon.